Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Let's go! Let's go! What's up? SleezBall here. This is my QB tier list of the week. I'm going to give you my baller, the top, that are my top 5 QBs that I think they're going to score the top 5 points this week. Then I'm going to go tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And I'm going to drop 5 sleepers that are outside the top 20 on most rankings. Also, the player profile picks that you're looking at right now. This is how Yahoo ranks their quarterbacks for the week from 1 to 10. So Jalen Hurts to Tua's 1 to 10. Jared Goff to Derek Carr's 11 through 20. I'm going to put my own rankings on it and then recap it next week to see how it looks compared to, what Yahoo and other people think. All right, let's start balling. Let's dive into it here. First off, though, if you guys like the content, as always, like and subscribe to the YouTube right there. Helps your boy out a ton. If you guys have any comments, questions, drop them in there. I love talking fantasy football, rosters, lineups, trades, anything you want. Always here to help. All right, let's dive into it here. My number 1 top player of the week this week is going to be Justin Fields. And everyone is going to be like, why would you pick Justin Fields after week 1? That Green Bay defense week 1 was ferocious. If you watch the tape or if you watch the replay on anything of that game, he was under duress like 70% of his drop back snaps. You're not going to get that with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay did stuff the run against Minnesota, but if you watch the videos at all, like I saw a tweet of Kirk Cousins dropbacks that like this is how they're explaining Justin Fields heading into week 2. So Kirk Cousins would drop back. He had about 17 dropbacks where the lanes were wide open. I'm going to say that Fields goes for 30-plus points and 100-plus rushing yards this week. He did say that he was nervous and played too calm week 1. I do think he comes out with a fire week 2. The Bears win, and Justin Fields thrives. He is on the Ballerz list that also had a rough week 1. I don't know if you call a win a rough week 1, but the Patriots, they showed up a lot more than I thought. Their defense was a lot more impressive. For Jalen Hurts, I feel like it was because their defense got a pick 6 right away, and then they got that fumble, and then they were just ahead. So it was kind of like a conservative approach for the Eagles heading into the game, or once the second quarter. But Jalen Hurts now gets Minnesota. Minnesota's defense just got thrashed by Baker Mayfield. He is going to light them up. 20-plus points for Jalen Hurts, number 2 quarterback. My number 3. Another surprise here, guys. My number 3 QB is going to be smoking Joe Burrow. Now, game 1 was an absolute blemish, man. That was bad weather. He hadn't practiced off the calf strain. He will be fine. Do not panic. Do not hit the panic button and be like, oh, I need to get rid of Burrow and Chase and everybody. No, they're going to be fine. Chase is going to light this game up. I have the Bengals and the Ravens as the highest scoring game of the week, which I'll get to later in my videos. But this is going to be home game for Burrow. He's going to come out 20-plus points. Chase is going to eat. Higgins will finally get a catch. I don't know what the hell happened last week with T. Higgins. That was unbelievable. But they will be back for sure. Sticking with the same game, my number 4 QB is going to be Lamar Jackson. Now, if you follow any of my content that I did last week, Lamar Jackson was my number 1 sit-em QB. And everyone gave me so much bashing on Twitter. How, Lamar Jackson, you're just doing that for clickbait, blah, blah, blah. Look at, man, he got 6 points, man. I knew that the Ravens would be ahead early. I knew that it would be a slugfest run game. I knew there wouldn't be much passing. I called there'd be 8 passing attempts in the second half. There was 9. So, I mean, I'm not going to toot my own horn with that, but I'm a little bit because that was an amazing call. Now, Mark Andrews is back. Now they're in a game that matters. Now they're in a big rivalry division game. This is going to be high scoring. Lamar's going to have to throw the ball way more. You're going to see, I hope Rashad Bateman gets a little more playing time. That was kind of weird to me that he didn't play at all. But Lamar Jackson, 20-plus, must-start baller this week. At number 5, the baller. The guy that I said all year was the best value you can get in your fantasy football drafts is Tua Tagovailoa. Absolutely the Tan Marino over here. Came out for 466 passing yards, 30 fantasy points, QB1. I had him as the play of the week. I had Tyreek Hill as the top scorer of the week. The only problem that you have with Tua, where he's not an MVP quarterback, is injury. That's it. If he stays healthy, the sky is the limit. This guy took like I think 16 or 17 passes over 15 plus yards. He is slinging it, man. This is a guy you should be trading for now. I'm not going to say before it's too late because he just dropped 30 points. Like, who's going to trade a guy off 30 points? But you should even be spending extra value to get him. That's how high I am on Tua this season. I'm going to say he might be MVP, literally. Or they'll probably give it to Tyreek if he goes for 2,000. But it's going to be one of them two if they both stay healthy. That's it for the Ballers tier list. Heading into tier 1 is going to be Josh Allen. He also is another guy like Joe Burrow. Got incredibly bashed for his first game 1 Monday night against the Jets. Dude, the Jets defense is for real, man. Did you watch that game? Like, their offensive line wasn't that good. They were getting eaten alive. I know that he took some bad deep balls trying to throw it into double coverage to Diggs, and threw 3 picks. Josh Allen will be fine. Do not panic. Do not start overreacting. Do not go for the trade. He's going up against the Raiders. He's gonna drop 20 plus. They're gonna beat the Raiders. Everything's gonna be back on track. All the Bills fans are gonna be feeling good again. Trust me, Josh Allen will be fine. I have him at QB6 this week. QB7 heading into the week. Duval County's finest, Trevor Lawrence. So they get the Chiefs. This is going to be my second highest scoring game of the week. I feel like, I don't know what happened in week 1. They came out. Calvin Ridley looked amazing in the first half, almost 97 yards or something, and a touchdown in the first half. The second half, they kind of teed off on Ridley, and the offense kind of staggered, and they went towards ETN. It wasn't even like a blowout either. It wasn't like the Jags were, just running the clock out. The game was kind of close till the end. Little weird. I thought it was a weird week 1 for the Jags. I think week 2 will open up. This is going to be a high-flying scoring game, especially going up against Mahomes. I mean, I am taking the Jags to win this game, though. But Trevor Lawrence, I have QB7, 20-plus game. It's going to be the same game, and I felt so bad for this guy heading in. I mean, after week 1. I mean, you saw what it looks like with no Travis Kelce. You saw how bad the receivers dropped every single pass this guy was throwing to him. Like, he still put up 20 fantasy points. So I'm willing to say that he may be the greatest of all time already in his young career with 2 Super Bowls already. But, I mean, Patrick Mahomes needs help at receiver. They should have got D-Hop in the offseason, and it would already be over. I mean, D-Hop saw 13 targets for the Titans. But we'll get to that when I get to wide receivers. But I have him QB8. He's always going to be tier 1. He's always going to be in the baller category. Now that Travis Kelce is back in practicing, he's must start no matter what. You're not going to sit him either way. Number 9 is a quarterback in Justin Herbert that I thought 100% about putting in the ballers list this week. And here's my reasoning for that. So the Titans, who they're going up against, they are a run-stopping team 100%. That's their defensive credo, if you want to say that. They stop the run. And now Austin Eckler's hurt. Josh Kelly was my waiver wire number 1 go-get target. He draws a tough matchup, though. But this game, the Titans can't stop the pass. Derek Carr lit him up for 300. You're going to give me Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and tell me, and I hope Quentin Johnson shows up a little more this game. He didn't really get a lot of work week 1. They're going to be high-flying. The only problem why I put him in tier 1 is because I don't know how much the Titans are going to stay in this game, right? If the Chargers get ahead, obviously that, fluctuates Herbert's numbers down. But if the game stays close, Herbert will light this up for possibly 30 points. I mean, Herbert, he's coming this season, man. He's coming. And my last QB in tier 1 that is a little sneaky is going to be Anthony Richardson. And I have to apologize to Anthony Richardson and all the people that follow my Twitter and stuff. I was down on this guy coming in. I did not think he would look that good heading into week 1. He did take a bonehead 2v1 QB sneak and almost knocked himself out of the game. He's got to start getting down, man. We don't want to see you hurt. But for his first game against a Jacksonville defense that's not bad, he showed up, showed out, looked really good. Lots for Colts fan to be excited about going forward. Michael Pittman looks like the dude. I mean, their connection, he might have been one of the steals of the draft, honestly, if you got Michael Pittman. But Anthony Richardson right now, so his game wasn't like an explosive, 30-point blowout game, but it was 20. He gets the Texans now. It's going to be a rookie versus rookie battle. It's going to be a way better game for him. Now is the time. Buy now on Anthony Richardson before it is too late. If you don't like your QB situation, if you don't like the matchup, or you have two of them and you got room to move, now is the time to get Anthony Richardson. Heading into my tier 2, QB1, or not, QB11, sorry, is going to be Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff took, like, I don't want to say like a beating, but everyone thought he would score more against the Chiefs, and he only scored like 14 points. But he got the win at Arrowhead against the Super Bowl champs and still gets like downgraded. I don't buy that. I mean, I've been to Arrowhead Stadium. That thing is absolutely loud. It is rocking. It is game one. It is the NFL opening game. Give the guy a little slack. I know he missed Amon-Ra on an 80-yard wide open streak. Missed him. Couple misses here and there. Laporta looked good. Gibbs looked electric. Montgomery was surprising. The Lions offense is here, man. They're a playoff team. They're coming. Jared Goff, QB11, 100% this week. QB12 heading into the week. I'm going to stick with the same game. The Seahawks and the Lions. I didn't talk about that with Goff, but Geno Smith, I don't know what happened week 1, but this game, Lions Seahawks, is going to be my third highest scoring game of the week. I feel like the fireworks are going to fly. I don't know what was going on with Seattle against the Rams last week. They looked just out of sync and lost. And I had them as a blowout last week. Well, probably me and 90% of the football content people out there had him in a blowout, and we all missed. I mean, Kyron Williams lit him up. I mean, Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell lit him up. I mean, it was just one of those weird games for the Seahawks. And I saw some people pick them as a Super Bowl champion or Super Bowl contender for the NFC. That went down real quick. But I do think they bounce back. I do think Geno has at least a 15-point floor with a higher ceiling in this game because it will be a more shootout game, more fireworks. QB number 13, who I may be moving up to tier 1 next week. He looks so good, is Brock Purdy. So quarterbacks that are West Coast that head to the East Coast in a morning game at 10 a.m. I saw this tweet. I don't know if it's officially right or whatever, but I think it was like 5-33. So they win 5, lost 33 the last times they travel over there. It's not ever good for the West Coast teams. He came out against a top 5 Steelers D and just lit them up, bro. That game was over by halftime. So the pluses and the pluses and the pluses and the pluses are why you should be going after Brock Purdy. The defense will always be getting him the ball. The offense, the weapons around him are insanity. I mean, you have CMC, Kittle, Ayuk looked like the guy who I told everyone better value to draft Ayuk than it is Debo. And you're always going to have, every time you're going to be in scoring position. It's like, this is a no-brainer. I said he would be a top 15 QB heading into the season. He had the number 1 QBR in week 1. He had, I forget what it was, it finished number 9 or whatever. I don't know, say around 8 or 9 overall in the week. Now we get the LA Rams. I feel like it should be a rollover game, but I said that last week with Seattle. Maybe the Rams are actually decent, but I don't know how good they are. We'll find out. But Brock Purdy is almost now a must-start QB in 1 QB leagues. He looked amazing. QB number 14 is going to be Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson outplayed Burrow in the same weather game by a mile. So I know it was bad weather, and you could say, yeah, that's why Burrow and the Bengals did. The Browns had the same thing, and Deshaun Watson outplayed him. Amari Cooper is going to bounce back. They get Watson loves the bright lights. He loves to show up. I mean, he's all about, I don't know, it's like an ego thing with him, but he always plays good under the bright lights. If you ever watch the Texans games, he lights it up. And Njoku was a little surprising to me. I thought that he'd be better. Elijah Moore looked really good in the slot. DPJ was disappointing. I don't know how good the Browns D really is. Was it the weather? Or, you could throw all that in there if you want. Kind of reminded me of like the Trey Lance game last year with Chicago on opening day. It was just a monsoon of rain, and everyone, you can't judge it off that. You can't overreact. But I think Deshaun Watson is coming, man. He looks way better than last year. The Browns are going to be a force to reckon with for sure. He's my QB 14. QB 15 is a little surprising. I don't think a lot of people out here have this, but I like this guy so much. Jordan Love. Stepping into Aaron Rodgers' shoes, he just balled out. That's it. Just flat out walked out, ran over the Bears without Christian Watson, Made Romeo Dobbs look like Jerry Rice, dude. He was every pass was on point, precision, pocket, everything, reading the defenses. Super, super impressed. Packers have a lot to look forward to in this guy. I mean, I did not think he would play this well. I mean, it was insane. And then you're going to add Christian Watson back. Musgrave was all over the field. Musgrave does look funny when he runs. Like he I don't know, he like wobbles, but he looked good. Aaron Jones' hammy we don't know about yet. So, but the Packers are a force to reckon with, and I did not think they would be. They're probably a playoff team, but I have them at QB 15 this week. QB 16 headed into the week, tier 3, starting off Dak Prescott. Now, I want to put Dak higher for some reasons, but he's playing the Jets. And I feel like week 1, you didn't even really get to see anything from Dak Prescott. I mean, they were up by 20 points like 7 minutes into the game, right? So you didn't really get to see the Cowboys offense. I do think you'll get to see more of it this week. I don't think they'll blow out the Jets, even though Zach Wilson's playing. But I mean, how do I put it? It's another one. He should be tier 2. It's just a bad matchup. It's like I don't like anybody going up with the Jets, the Niners, or the Cowboys right now. I don't. Those are the 3 teams that I don't want to start anyone right now after week 1. So I have him in tier 3. I probably will put him tier 2 when the matchup gets better. I want to see the Cowboys offense first, but I have Dak Prescott at 16 right now. At QB 17, another tough matchup, just like Dak Prescott, is Kirk Cousins Thursday night at Philly. It is going to be rocking Thursday night football. It's going to be loud as ever. They're going to be getting after him. But either way, no matter what it is for Kirk Cousins, like this guy is always like looked frowned upon or something in drafts. This guy just produces a floor every week. It's like a 12 to 15 floor with sometimes going to give you 20. And that's what he's going to do probably every game for like the rest of his career until he's done. It's just what Kirk Cousins does. Justin Jefferson looks unstoppable. He does draw Darius Slay this week, which will be, how much, I don't know how much Jefferson's going to go off, but he's a safe play every week. Always. QB 17, Kirk Cousins. QB 18, I probably should have put over Cousins and Dak. I couldn't find a Saints picture for Derek Carr. But Derek Carr last week still threw for 300 yards in that ugly Titans game. Now you get Carolina. Carolina just got rolled over by the Falcons. I know they ran it on him, but I mean, Michael Thomas looked good early. Then Olave took over the show late. The worrisome part for Saints fans or, Carr owners or Kamara owners, whatever it is the Saints run game looked very bad. I mean, I did say the Titans stopped the run, but they're not the best run-stopping team. I mean, they shut them down completely. Jamal Williams had massive touches for no yards. I mean, Taysom Hill didn't get in, and they didn't do anything running, which is a plus if you have Carr as a quarterback in 2 QB leagues or if you're playing him in 1, because the passing volume is going to be more. I definitely agree with that. Rashid Shaheed looked amazing as well. I mean, they have weapons. QB 19 is my scariest QB to put on the list is Danny Dimes. $160 million for that performance. I don't care if you're playing the Cowboys. I don't care if you're playing a D1 or D3 Pee Wee team, man. He played terrible. I mean, they even had him in the game down 40 points with like 7 minutes to go because they're trying to find some confidence for him. That's how bad this game was. I know the Cowboys D, I do have them like right with the Niners, 1 and 2. Very good. The rain was bad. But either way, I mean, the tight end, Waller did nothing. All the wide receivers did nothing. Saquon Barkley did nothing. This was just an absolute dud game. If he doesn't perform in week 2 against the Arizona Cardinals, you can probably write off Daniel Jones for the season already. I mean, I was nervous about the Giants already coming in, but after watching that, I'm really, really nervous. And he should get this should be a 15-plus Danny Dimes game right here. Should be the Giants roll them over. They were a playoff team last year. They beat the Vikings in round 1. They should not look this bad. They should have gotten better. So I'm very nervous on Danny Dimes right now, but I have him at QB 19 heading this week. Going against the Cardinals should be a cakewalk. QB 20. Someone I was actually impressed by in a loss. So Russell Wilson, they did lose to the Raiders. This guy still, no Jerry Jeudy, right? Javonte Williams coming off the ACL. Greg Dulcich got hurt. He did finish top 5 QBR on the week, which is not bad at all. He is a serviceable 2 QBR or 2 QB league for sure right now, quarterback. And he has a very tempting schedule coming to the next weeks 3 and 4. Gets Miami, which is an absolute shootout game. If you're looking at QB ahead, I would like to get that because I think Judy will be 100% healthy for that one for sure. But I mean, a lot to be excited for the Bronco fans. Sean Payton made them look better offensively. They still lost the game, which I think they should have won. I did not pick the Raiders to win that game, but they did. But I have Russell Wilson at QB 20 heading this week. That's it for the tiers, guys. Now we're heading into the sleepers. This is going to be 5 quarterbacks that are outside the top 20 of every platform I've looked at that I think could be a sneak play if you need them, or a 2 QB play, or super flex, whatever it is. Quarterback 1 that I have at 21 for the sleepers is Mac Jones. And man, did he look impressive, man. I thought the Eagles would blow the doors off him. I thought that Mac Jones would look lost. He might be losing his job. No, he looks confident. He looked poised. He looked every bit the part, man. He was QB 2 on week 1. That's how good he played. And against a top defense. So tons to like here. They draw Miami. I mean, he may be even like he may be a top 5 scorer again. Kendrick Bourne looked absolutely amazing. If you didn't target Kendrick Bourne in your wire, you should have. 11 targets, 2 touchdowns. Hunter Henry looked good across the middle. Ramon Dre's, I think his illness kind of stopped his game a little bit. Even Zeke looked good with 7 catches out the backfield. The Patriots offense was way better than I thought. Lot to be excited if you're a Pats fan about for sure. Number 22, sleeper 2 of the week, Kenny Pickett. I tweeted out all week, sit all the Steelers, the Niners, D is for real. And damn, did they get just blasted. But I am super high on Kenny Pickett's second-year breakout. Same with George Pickens, and same with, I don't know, I guess I'm dropping a little bit on Najee because Jaylen Warren looks pretty good. But they get Cleveland Monday night. It will be a bounce-back game. They will not be under duress like the Niners just had him running for his life. I felt so bad for him. He looked like a deer in the headlights, man. But I have him 22, sleeper 2 play of the week if you need one. Number 23, sleeper QB3. My old 49er QB, Jimmy G. Congratulations to the Raiders. I did not think they were going to win this game at all. And he even closed it out with a little game-winning Jimmy G scramble. Dude, I guess all this guy does is just win games. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Jacoby Myers was super impressive. I didn't think he would look that good. Jimmy G obviously doesn't throw many deep balls, so it really helped Jacoby Myers out with Devontae drawing doubles. Michael Mayer wasn't involved at all. That was a little interesting. Josh Jacobs, I thought would look sluggish. He looked a little sluggish off the holdout. But, man, what a win for the Raiders. I mean, you got to give it up. Jimmy G is a serviceable 2 QB super flex guy. It's official now. I mean, after that game, you can't argue that. I have him at 23 this week. At number 24 is a guy that I was super, super high on week 1. I thought he would shred the Cardinals. Didn't happen. I don't know if it was Terry McLaurin being hurt or turf toe or being a decoy. But Sam Howell, man. I think they draw Denver week 2. I think Denver's run game or run defensive stopping front 7 will hold them more. You will see more of a Sam Howell letting it loose. I hope Terry McLaurin, is more involved in this game. And Jahan Dotson. I was super impressed by Logan Thomas, man. That guy got an incredible amount of targets. But yeah, I have Sam Howell at 24. I think he's a super flex dart play. Throw if you need one. And 25, last but not least, is my favorite rookie heading into this year. I thought he was the best in the class. That was CJ Stroud, and he just got thrown into an awful situation for his first start of his career. Like, who wants to go at Baltimore and just get eaten alive? But he actually looked impressive. I mean, Nico Collins looked impressive. I tweeted out my number 1 sit, or not number 1 sit-em, but like number 2 sit-em was Dameon Pierce. He's going to struggle. He struggled. I mean, their front 7 just ate the Texans alive. They lost their left tackle before the game started. So, I mean, he still looked very impressive for the situation he was in, if that's the best way to put it. A ton to look forward to. I mean, he scramble ability, making throws, cross body, going that way. I liked a lot what I saw from CJ Stroud. I like him so much coming out, so it might be biased. But Texans should be super happy at a loss that was a predicted loss. If that's one way to look at it. But CJ Stroud, I'm really, really high on. I like him a lot. give him some weapons, give him, you know, a little more defense, let him rebuild, and he's going to be a good quarterback. That is it for my tier 1 first ever video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any comments or anything of your own, my voice is almost shot now. I'll try and answer them as fast as I can, whatever it is. As always, guys, if you like the content, like and subscribe. It helps your boy out a ton. The YouTube right there. Also, my Twitter right here. I tweet 24/7. You know, tons of football content, anything. I will be doing a running back tier list next, wide receiver, tight end next. I'll hopefully get it out before Sunday. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Have a good one.